Welcome back to another episode of the No Mods Podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Flores. You can reach out to the podcast on Twitter at no_mods009, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at adept_apron. And to summarize what this podcast is about, it's kind of literally what it's labeled or titled as, no mods, you know? And do have a kitchen background, so no mods would be like if you wanted a cheeseburger with everything on it, like as it says on the menu, then that's no mods. So it's pretty much whatever you get served is what you're asking for, and whatever is being sold is what you're getting. But mostly, I like to dive into like small details about like random conversations you would hear in a kitchen, like what you would hear on the line, or even with the between the servers, because you never know. Um, I come at you every Monday. I am recording this a bit early just so I can catch up on sleep again. This time it's not really work, but I just been trying to keep myself busy. Let me take the phone off the table so it doesn't vibrate and you guys can hear it. Ay, way. I don't know. This week, no, I started working out, so I kind of blacked out on what day it is and what I've been up to. All I remember is what I've been eating. So this week, I made a sourdough bread pudding because my mom randomly showed up with sourdough bread, and we had raisins, and I have a bit of black labels, a little bit of that. Piloncillo, which I think is literally raw sugar cane. If you know what it is, then thank you. And if you don't know what it is, my bad. The little birdie's looking at me through the window. Um, My bad, I got distracted. Piloncillo is like a cone shaped sugar. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's literally just a cone. Um, should I face it? Nah, estamos way. Um, let's see. Oh, I did the bread pudding. Came out fucking good. I've never made a bread pudding. I've more or less heard what's in a bread pudding, so that's kind of what I base it off of. And I did think the black label would help it out because it does have like the notes of a barrel, which usually is like spices. And like it's kind of sweet as well, so I thought it would complement, and it did. Um, and then what else did I make? Oh, and then I made uh, because there's not that many Mediterranean places around me unless I go like 30 minutes like out or farther. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, so I pretty much made I try to make like ground turkey patties with like za'atar seasoning. Then I cooked that really hard so it would like crisp up. And then I made tabbouleh, and I think I'm repeating myself from the. I think if you listen to this episode and the previous episode back to back, it's literally gonna be me saying the same thing because I did bring up tabbouleh. Oh, that's what happened. I think previous recording I was thinking about what to make, and this time I'm like, oh no, that shit came out fucking good, dog. It fucking did. And then I made my tzatziki. But yeah. Other than that, what the fuck? I'm reading my notes. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Let's stay focused. This is one of the few episodes that I'm actually recording in the morning, which I'm happy to do. I prefer it this way because then I can have a cup of coffee and I can just relax, let my mind out. Usually, I'm not as aggressive as I am at night. Like I'm beginning my day, so just being able to talk, express myself, talk to you guys, it helps me out a bit. Um, and I hope you guys out too. And realizing, happy Monday. Let's start off on the right foot. Don't forget to smile, even if you don't mean it. Which reminds me, I watched this one anime. And you're gonna be like, oh, isn't this about food? Motherfucker, we're stressed out. We're trying to talk. We're trying to relieve ourselves. We're trying to like share something together. Cause this anime did trip me out. Cause it just tripped me the fuck out. Where it was about a Japanese idol at 16. She's pregnant, and she made her career based off literally faking it till you make it. Cause cause her impression of being an idol is like, oh, how am I gonna tell I love the fans if I don't really mean it? And the manager's like, that's kind of how the career goes. Like you're trying to sell like a lie, and people are supposed to believe it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm not saying it got me thinking too much, right? But it kind of got me thinking about like people around me and like what I've seen, and that there are some careers where like that's literally what you got to do, and then you got to be thinking like, why am I gonna lie to people to make a career? Well, like it goes hand in hand with like the idea to like sacrifice yourself, right? Like you're sacrificing more, um, more than you originally planned for, right? Like let's say I said, hey, let's go open up a food truck. Let's go. And you're gonna be like, oh fuck yeah, like he probably has a handle. Like why is he like bringing me this opportunity other than he already has everything set up? And then at the end of the day, because I'm managing everything, I'm gonna ask you like, hey, can you clean everything? Like, can you take care of it and then lock up? And you're like, oh sure, but like the first time is cool, right? But then like when you start feeling like unappreciated, but the money's good, then that's kind of when you start deciding for yourself like, is this worth like me like doing 12-hour days, so on and so forth, or just even like, oh fuck, nah, they're like, or maybe like something bad happens between us and you just don't want to talk to me, like you hate our interactions now, like our conversations are going anywhere, or I'm just ignoring you straight out, I'm not picking up your calls, and it's like details like that that kind of like and like, how do I say it? And I think because everyone's stressed out, it, that it's like you can kind of tell when people like are fucking with you, like, or you're so tired or like you're so like jaded, hey, like you think everyone's trying to fuck with you. Because usually, how do I say it? My approach to like meeting a new person like within the industry is just being very welcoming and so on and so, like, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Like, what's your name? Oh, cool, dude. I'm Jorge. Like, nice to meet you. Like I hope to work with you more often, or like I hope to see you around, or like, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Like, but I think that's just me reacting in a very like professional manner, right? Because I think in a normal setting, I'm pretty mellowed out because I'm already mentally gassed out. So like, if there is a rare opportunity that like we get to engage normally, um, which is rare, but like, I'm not saying I'm antisocial, right? But like, I'm trying to twist my weird professional mindset in order to become more approachable to people. If that makes any fucking sense. Like, um, like, okay, this sounds pretty bad, but like, so, have you been keeping up? I stopped reading it. I'm halfway through it though. I need to finish it. I've been reading the Laws of Power, and I remember one saying like, you should be. Oh, and it kind of goes into with the lying thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, what the fuck? Oh, but like, but one of the laws was like, try to attract people around you by giving them what they want. So if what they want is attention, then give them attention. But then I'm like, that sounds really fucking manipulative from my perspective. But how can I give someone attention and still be genuine? And usually, what I've been doing lately is even if I bump into someone or if I'm standing someone in line and I actually like something, like let's say they got a cool shirt, I'm like, dude, that's a cool shirt. Or like, where the fuck did you get those shoes? Because, dude, or like, or even some of the guests that I've seen at work, like I've seen some shoes, I'm like, dude, where'd you get those, dude? Like, where can I get some? He's like, nah, dog, like you're not gonna get these. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, hook it up. Like, but I've noticed, like the more I do that, I've noticed more people enjoy that kind of interactions. Like they enjoy being noticed. I think would be the correct thing. Oh shit, and then that kind of goes, saying that kind of goes into the the plot of the anime that I'm thinking about it. But I mean, like, it's true though. And then being noticed is kind of like, how do I say it? I find being noticed overwhelming, right? But at the same time, I understand the simple or the principle of like giving credit where it's due, right? Like the big like industry wise, right? Hospitality industry or even or hospitality industry. We'll go there. The I think usually in the front of the house, if a server does amazing or like shines, then like that's the only time where you'll see like the the associate getting like all the accolades compared to the manager. But like if you work in a kitchen, all the accolades go to the chef, right? Whether that like whether that reflects the kitchen in any way, who knows? Because some kitchens are very much like, yes, we are here for you. You are our representative. You are like you're the face of the crew, and it's like, okay, that's very true. But then it going into that, like it does, you have to count into, you have to, what's the fucking, why can't I talk? Like I'm trying to talk fast right now. Um, you gotta factor in that things are slowly changing where the kitchens are slowly becoming more community based, and like yes, the kitchen is still taking care of the chef, but then there has to be like, and it goes back into my example of like the food truck, where the cooks, dishwashers and prep cooks, they need to feel like they're being taken care of or managed in order for them to appreciate what's being given to them, right? And I know this sounds boring as fuck, but like these are thoughts that I have pretty continuously, and I think it feels nice to like let go of these thoughts sometimes because like being a leader is like tricky. Like some people find it easy, some people find it not. You know, do I find it easy? I have my moments, you know, but like we're all human. Like you can't expect everybody like to shift in the gear. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm picking at something I'm not ready to like let go of yet. But if I am, thank you for listening. This is a No Mods podcast, and sometimes things get real. Like, and yeah, like, fortunately, I haven't witnessed like life happening to like an associate or like a coworker of mine. But like, hold on, I'm gonna take a quick sip of coffee. You just can ignore the mug if you want. Oh fuck. Oy. Oh, I needed that sip. Whew. All right. On to the next thought, because that's starting to get kind of morbid. Let's get pumped. Let's get jazzed. Ooh. And for those in the audio podcast, I started flexing. You gotta get pumped, you know? Gotta get swole. Fuck. And on that note, like, not to connect everything to the industry, but let's talk a little bit of normal shit, right? But uh, summer's coming up. Oh, you know what? Let's not get into summer yet. Like Mother's Day's coming up. I don't know what you guys have thought, but like if you guys could send me ideas of what we could get my mom, that'd be nice. But I saw an ad where I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a good one. I might stick to that idea. But pretty much it was an ad for what the fuck's the brand? Ralph Lauren. I don't know. I'm not that good at clothes. I just see sales and be like, all right, let's go check it out. Ay, wait, dude. I don't. The. I'm losing words. I think trying to. I think I might have cut my inspiration off too soon. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you gotta go to. You gotta. What's the 5 Ds? It's dodge, duck, dive, dip, then dodge again. All right. And if you get that reference, thank you. And if you did get that reference and you're like, that's not what it is, then please let me know. Ay, way. Oof. Oh man, my God. I think I'm just mostly sore or tired. So, oy. Hold on, give me a second. Let's take a deep breath. I felt good. All right. Um, in other news, um, oh, that's my next thing that I'm gonna make. I need to remember. It's not amaretto. Um, but I saw a recipe for what I would call almond cookies, because I'm not sure what else to call it. Pretty much, it looked like it was cookies. The dude made almond milk, and then the skins of the almonds, he rolled it with flour and I think some egg, like baking soda, and then amaretto, which is like a sweet liqueur, as far as I know. And then he baked it, and then it looked crunchy as fuck. But I don't have almonds, so I'm gonna use walnuts. But the issue is that I understand the whole fact that it's two different nuts, and I do understand that the walnuts are, in fact, pretty soft. So I'm thinking if we roast the walnuts to get them dry, then that might help us out get a better texture, and that would actually improve the flavor. And that I'm thinking about it, doing like a slow roast, so you just get like you're just drying out the walnuts. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh man. And then I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea, but I just signed up for um, the county, or Santa Cruz County is having a bike month where they would like you to bike to work, but I can't fucking do that. This bitch is far. Um, bike to work, or at least bike as far as you can. But I think the moral of the story is like try to drive less. I signed up for that, and I'm like, damn, that was a fucking bad idea. But I'll try to bike when I can, or at least bike within the means that I can. But like, I think the only way to like bike around would be, um, obviously within the city. But like, if I need to go run a small errand, or when I crave the bag of chips that I'm not supposed to eat because I'm supposed to be losing weight, at least go bike a mile, which doesn't take that long. It should be like 6 minutes for a mile, or like 7 minutes at a steady pace, right? Right? Yeah, if you're going about 14 miles per hour, then yeah. That adds up. That does add up. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Um. On that note, how are you guys today? Hope you guys are ready to start off the week. It's one of those Mondays, huh? Fuck. I know I feel it, dude. How about we just take a deep breath? Oh, goddamn, dude. I've been playing with the dogs too much. Uh, I think I literally woke up last night because all the dirt was like lodged in there. It was like, it was like when SpongeBob needs water. Like, oh man, oh dude. And then I was bummed out to find out. So I saw a post where I guess there was a SpongeBob themed restaurant, and I wanted to go. But then looking into it, I guess it was based in Houston, and it sounds like they got sued for copyright, pretty much, for the use, for not getting the licenses to use the SpongeBob images. I'm like, I wanted to go. That would have been dope. Cause there's I don't know if you know, but like there's Cause you know how they make cookbooks behind like certain shows, and like there's a cookbook behind SpongeBob, or at least there's a Krabby Patty recipe where I think what they do is it's ground beef and then crab meat, which I'm pretty sure doesn't make that much of a difference. It probably just makes it more moist, right? That's what I would imagine. And then you're saying, how the fuck do you do that? Well, just crack an egg. Just crack an egg, season it. Then. Oh, man. Oy way. Dude, I've been saying that like every fucking minute. My bad. It's gonna mama's way. And fucking triceps hurt. Like if you focus on triceps for like a solid 10 minutes, you're gonna start crying. And oh man, I'm not getting into that. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about working out. Today it's not my rest day, but I'm gonna go walk the dogs after this. So that's my active rest workout. Or is this still a workout? No, it's my active rest. You get what I'm trying to say. Um, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for supporting the podcast. I mean, I. Oh, and then I never touched on the fact in the video podcast that this whole my podcast journey pretty much just started for me seeking out, reaching out 100 episodes. Oh no, I did say that early on. But I still remember about the once I hit 100 once I get 100 views in one of the videos, then I'm gonna give you guys my carne asada marinade, which I almost gave it away one day, but that shit's pretty good, and I'm thinking about using it tomorrow, but we'll see. And then the funny thing is, like, the more I say carne asada, I think TikTok's fucking listening, and I keep seeing a lot of fucking recipes that are beer marinade, but they're all slightly different. And how do I say it? The feedback I've gotten for my marinade, fucking everyone's saying like, "What the fuck? Like, who taught you that?" And then the highest compliment you can get when you make something, they say, "Who taught you that?" Or "Where'd you learn how to make that?" And then and that's when you humble brag. I'm like, "Oh, I was just kind of like messing around at home, one day, and it's like, oh, this shit's pretty good. I just use whatever's in there." And like, you hit them with that shit, and they're like, pfft. They don't fucking believe that shit. They fucking know you had that shit locked and loaded. Nah, dude. The humble brag is the best thing you can do, in my opinion, when it comes to like compliments, cause one, you really don't know what to do, or you weren't expecting it. So when you do get a compliment, you're like, I don't know why the fuck I said that, dude. I mean, it's true though. Like, I don't know, dude. I've noticed my food comes out better when I'm not. How do you say it? I am trying, but not like. It's not my focus, right? Like, it's like, how do you say it? I call it instinct, but like, how do you say it? I don't know how to say this, dude. I don't know how to put this down like a normal term, but like, but it's literally instinct. Like, once you've made something and you like how it came out, I think your body usually remembers how it's made, right? Because I'm trying to think of another good example, like, or I think bakers tend to understand what I'm trying to say, because baking is like kind of one of those things that's one and done. But like, if your bread tastes like ass, and like you throw that away and start over again, and then you've literally lost a lot of time. So I think they would understand a little bit more, because it's more of like a formula. But in the sense, actually, that is it. I think using a formula is a correct way, because a formula can also be adjusted as needed, right? Then you're like, then you might be wondering, why aren't you just calling it a recipe? Well, it's because when you think of a recipe, you think of measuring and shit, and like teaspoons, cups, da da da. When I say formula, when I cook, I literally like thinking like that meme where you see all the math diagrams and you're like, what? And you see the rhombus over here floating over here, and you see the hypotenuse go, and you see y equals mx b squared, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, whoa. And you're like, and you see the acute angle coming up, and you're like, obtuse. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? Oh, dude, I need to stop making myself laugh on these. I'm supposed to be talking most of the time, right? Oh man. But um oh, you know what? I guess the best way to call it is the zone. But I guess there is such thing as like a physical zone and a mental zone cuz I think oh, well yeah, that makes sense. And then when you can sync both of them, then you're in the fucking zone. You know what I'm saying? The fucking zone. But that was a good one. Oh man. So this week I challenge you guys to make something easy. It can be a fucking omelet, but it has to be a genuine omelet. Like you should watch a YouTube video before you make an omelet. And the reason I say that is because one, most of us probably don't eat fucking breakfast. Like today, the coffee that I'm drinking right now is my breakfast. Um, but you know, it can be whatever style omelet you want. Because I think the easiest one we all know how to make is like an American omelet, which I think is what it's called. But I forget the actual name. But like, you get a bowl with cream, scramble it, and not scramble it, but whisk it, aerate it a little bit. While you're aerating it, you should be getting your pan hot, a little bit of butter, hit it with ham and veggies if you like. Get that sweating. Sweating pretty much means that it's hot, and it's probably usually like 50% cooked, or all the way cooked, depending on your preference. And then you hit it with the egg, and you're kind of like slowly jostling it around. Should be at about medium heat, right? And then at this point, you should add a little bit of salt and pepper if you're into it. If not, you could just add a little bit of salt, like a pinch of salt, just like a quick, and then stir that again. And then I need to stop there because it's not a scramble. Because the whole reason I'm stirring is so that the egg doesn't stick to the bottom. So when you're ready to flip, if you can commit to flip, then the omelet should be sliding around in your pan, and it should be like almost like a pancake. And you want to flip, and then give that like a solid 30 seconds. Turn off the heat, and then while that sets away, get your plate, get your drink ready, and then by the time you set up and have, or you can do a little placemat if you want to be fancy about it, but give it like a solid minute, and then your omelet's ready. And I think I'll lead with that because French omelets a French or Japanese omelet is a very there's a lot of visual cues involved, and there's a lot of like there's some technique in there. So unless you want to go balls to the wall, then you can go for that one. But if you go for a Japanese one, just make sure you have rice. Or no, that's not an omelet. I was gonna say make a locomoco, but that's just fried egg on a patty on rice and gravy. um, wait. Ooh. And on that note, thank you for listening to the No Mods podcast. I almost forgot the name. And I'm your host, Jorge Flores. You can reach out to the podcast on Twitter at no_mods009. You can reach out to me at adept_apron. You can also catch the podcast on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Or you can continue watching the video podcast here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. Reach out to me. Send any questions you want. Share a recipe. I'm all ears for it. I'll be here next Monday. Hopefully entertaining you guys for another great morning or weekday. I don't know when you guys ever listen to the podcast, but hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I hope you guys enjoy the omelet that you make. And I mean, you guys have a whole week. I'll give you guys 2 weeks. I'll touch base with you guys. All right. And on that note, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.